I think it was always something I wanted to do.
So I'd been renting.
Hubby and I wanted to start a family.
To have that security.
Get my feet in the market.
I kind of just always wanted my independence.
Mum turned around to me one day and said, maybe you should do something with your money.
Thankfully, I had a friend of mine who's invested in a couple of properties.
No, so I didn't get any help. I bought on my own.
My uncle was with me basically pretty much all the time, helping me through the whole thing.
You know, any help is obviously greatly appreciated.
So Mum lent me half the money.
We've been saving for a very long time.
Well, I had been saving since I started working.
So I didn't do the European trip at 19.
I probably go clothes shopping once a year.
Being really proud, walking into a house, and it wasn't perfect, it was a bit run down, but it was mine.
I feel like my future has been stabilised or secured in a sense by having a property.
Hi, I'm Sarah.
Hi, my name's Sean.
Sally.
Daniel.
Tyler.
And I'm a millennial property owner.
Millennial homeowner.
I'm a millennial homeowner.
And I'm a millennial home owner.
I thought that I was going to be in debt for the rest of my life.
My family were really proud.
They were really surprised.
My friends thought I was crazy.
They thought it was a bad idea.
I think I thought I was a little bit crazy as well.
You're a bit too young to be doing this.
I think because of my age, they didn't really think that I had the ability to buy.
Disbelief, or you must be saving, extremely hard.
If you make the wrong move, it's on you.
Like, what do you mean you bought a house?
Friends and family were pretty much all happy for me.
But then as soon as I bought the property, they were telling everybody about it.
After that came the whole, okay, now the stresses of owning a property started to sink in, so.
It's nice to have a place of my own.
As a property owner, I feel very proud.
I feel like my future has been stabilised or secured in a sense by having a property.
Scary.
Petrifying.
Patience.
Success.
Satisfying.
Daunting.
A little bit scary.
Probably equal parts excited and then equal parts nervous.
It makes me feel like I'm accomplished something.
I love knowing that I have something that is there for me.
You're adulting correctly, you have a place of your own.
I was worried about not finding the right place.
The biggest worry that I have is the property market.
Biggest fear is probably maintaining it.
The commitment, it was a huge thing.
Being able to pay my mortgage or losing my house.
Realising how much debt you get into as well.
I made this choice to be in debt, good debt.
Whether or not you and your partner are committed to stay together to buy that property.
I felt like it was a big weight that has been lifted.
I had grown up instantly overnight.
To be able to get in there and give it a crack is really rewarding.
Yeah, I have absolutely no regrets.
100% worth it.
There was a whole bunch of stuff I really didn't understand.
And I didn't understand that these things take time.
It's an emotional roller coaster.
My uncle was with me basically pretty much all the time, helping me through the whole thing.
Thankfully, I had a friend of mine who's invested in a couple of properties.
His knowledge and his guidance was pretty much invaluable.
And whatnot, and actually bidded for us on the day.
My folks stepped in for us and did the auction.
It wasn't until I spoke to my uncle, who's also a mortgage broker, and he mentioned that he had a client that was selling a house.
Like, I understood what a home loan was, but I didn't understand how interest rates work.
I didn't know what settlement periods were.
I just kind of went to my bank and asked, what can I borrow?
Had my time again, I'd probably go back and maybe go through a mortgage broker or maybe do some research myself.
But I found the brokers had the connections and the know-how and also the predictions that I didn't have.
To reduce anxiety and stress, you outsource to professionals and experts.
Save hard and make this our goal.
Hubby and I wanted to start a family.
That I could change the things, I could paint the walls.
So let's really knuckle down.
The end goal for me was just to have my own place.
Did it all on my own, all from saving.
No, so I didn't get any help. I bought on my own.
Well, I had been saving since I started working.
Close upon 5 years.
I'd say about 18 months to 2 years seriously.
So it just meant giving up things that I needed to for that short term to get that long term goal.
So I didn't do the European trip at 19.
Oh, the taking lunch trick wouldn't work
I had to say no to my shopping habit quite a bit.
because I ate my lunch early and I end up buying lunch anyway.
And suddenly you've got to start
second guessing.
I probably go clothes shopping once a year.
There was a part where I did work a second job.
Not buying coffee every day when you're out.
It's not good to live on 2-minute noodles while you're trying to save for your deposit.
I don't regret having said no to, certain nights out or occasions.
From my point of view, I couldn't feel much more prouder than anything else really that I've achieved.
So a lot of my research was online.
Looking at the floor plans, looking at where it's located and all of that.
It was fun. It was a really cool hobby to have.
Went around looking at a few display homes.
We went and observed a lot of auctions.
Because I knew I just wanted a small apartment.
A lot of Saturdays were taken up by open homes.
The whole process took a while.
It was really quick.
It did. It took maybe a couple of months to sort of decide on something.
So we kind of scouted everywhere.
Well, I was looking for a 2-bedroom minimum.
This place is great. Okay, that bathroom's not really what we wanted.
Compromise with a smaller balcony, which is fine. I mean, for your first home.
Having a criteria of non-negotiables and the things that I was willing to compromise on.
Location was a big thing because I worked in the city.
You start big picture. What part of Melbourne do you look for? Do you look for somewhere near the beach?
Kind of closer to where my parents were because I knew I could afford that.
And pretty quickly found something that we really liked.
Not that I really wanted to live that close to them, but
Yeah, so I was definitely looking for something that I could add value to.
I was really excited to finally have a property that I could kind of call home.
And it wasn't until I saw that lady, put on the sold sign, I was like, okay.
Pretty unique moment in life. I don't think you'll ever forget it, particularly when it's your first property.
I think in the beginning I wish I knew where to look.
Well, some of the hurdles included knowing where to start.
a pretty steep learning curve, I guess.
And I was young too, and I just wanted to get things done.
Getting advice from people that you trust and have been through the process is really important.
But someone in your corner that knows or has been through the process before.
I'm just lucky I had people around me to guide me.
Be prepared for the costs associated after.
Do enough research, make sure you're comfortable with what you're doing.
Take that first step to just make a commitment that you do want a property.
Prioritising and being really diligent.
You have to be flexible in your goals.
Just keep going.
When you're young, a little bit of sacrifice is worth it in the long run.
There's no reason why you can't achieve it. Sure, you're going to have hiccups along the way.
You'll get there in the end, and you can use that property as a stepping stone for where you want to be in the future.
It is possible, and if it is really important, you'll make it work.